Hello. Hello. There it is. Oh, we're back. Hello. How is everybody doing? I hope I didn't get the hopes up with that intro. I will be honest. I was laughing so hard when I played like a snippet of that music. Goofy ass fit. This is a fine fit, man. I've had this fit for a long time. Goofy ass fit. I thought that music was something else, and then it started playing, and I was like, "Oh my god, what am I doing?" I thought it was so funny. Hello, how is everybody doing? We are back. We are back. Welcome to the broadcast, the Broadkarst, we'll call it. Lot to talk about today. It has been a while. It's been about 3 weeks. And as I said in the description, this is the start of something very beautiful and something very exciting. Bro's top of math class. Listen, man. I'm not in the mood for this shit today. All right? Things are falling off the desk. My hair looks bad. This shirt is kind of wrinkly. It's been a long day. How many pockets does the fit have? You know, it is a little excessive with the pockets. I'll give you that. I will give you that much. But how is everybody doing? It's good to be here. I shouldn't even be streaming right now the way my day is going. But I'll get into that in a second. But first, I want to I want to say hello to everybody who's here. Hello, Movie Master Marco, Burger, Pink Reboot, good to see you again. Natalie, Nicholas, Homer Simpson fan, Summer, Elizabeth, Nikki, Tomas, Piranesi, Evo Rush, Boston Stuff, Walter, Achilles, Big Brain Studios. We got Big Brain in here. Alu, how's it going? Thank you guys for being here. Juan, Joao, Gustavo, Sasha, Hannah, Dongle Dude. I think I got everyone. Nico, I think. It's good to be here. I have had, like I said, a crazy few weeks. I was in Minnesota and Chicago, visiting family and visiting friends. There's a lot going on in my family life right now. My sister is going to med school, so that is that is the top priority for everybody. I'm going to Kansas City for the first time in 2 weeks. I don't know if there's any Kansas City heads out there, but I am not looking forward to it. Soda, that's right. Karsten, estás muy guapo. Gracias. That gets you extra points for today. Let's see where to start. Right now, what is going on in my life currently is my car is I was gone for let's start there. I was gone for 3 weeks. I come back. I start my car. I've been like waiting to go buy a new computer. I've been really excited about this purchase. I've been thinking about it for months. I get back from this trip and I'm like, today's the day I'm going to go buy this new computer. I get in the car. The car is not starting. I was like, oh, maybe it's just my like key battery. I replaced the battery. It's still not happening. I'm like, motherfucker, I need it to be like jump started. Thank God for Subaru. They have a wonderful on-demand service. This is not sponsored by Subaru. A guy shows up, he jump starts it. It goes well. The car starts. This has never happened to me before, so I misinterpret the situation. He's like, I heard him say 30 minutes. I thought that meant wait 30 minutes before driving. He meant drive it for 30 minutes to charge the battery. So I just sat there for 30 minutes. Was too scared to like go anywhere, so I was like, let me turn off the car and turn it back on to make sure it works. Obviously, it doesn't fucking work because I was sitting there for 30 minutes and was not charging the battery at all. So I have to call him again a second time to come over and jump start the car. I was like, please don't be the same guy. Turns the corner, it's the same guy. I was like, this is humiliating. He jump starts it a second time. I drive it for 30 minutes. I come back. I turn it off and turn it back on to see if it worked. It's still dead. So I'm like, okay, well, something is seriously wrong. They have to fucking tow my car the next morning. They show up, guy we have to like do it in this busy ass street in the middle of the street in like the, what's it called? The median or whatever. They tow my car to the dealership. I ride in the tow truck with this guy. We get there. I thought it was going to be like a 10-minute ordeal. They're like, it's going to take about 3 hours to run the diagnostics. And I was like, that's stupid. I know what's wrong. I just need it to be replaced. I didn't say all of that. I just ate it and I was like, yeah, sure. Okay. Anyway, I was like, well, that's just like an afternoon. I go home, carless, and then I get the text that's like, yeah, we need to replace your battery. And I'm like, well, I already knew that, man. Like, we had to wait 3 hours for that, and then I had to pay like $200 for this like checkup, which is for something I already knew. And they're like, the best part, the kicker is that they were like, the battery that you need is not in stock. We're gonna have to ship it, and it'll be here tomorrow morning. And I'm just like, it's a car dealership. How do you not have the battery in stock? Just take it out of the cars that aren't being used. Just take it out of a brand new car. You're not going to sell the car within the next 24 hours. Just take it out, put it in my car, and then order a new one for that other car that's not going to go anywhere. But anyways, I'm like, whatever. Fucking, I guess I'll wait another day for this 10-minute operation. I wait. And then this morning, text. Oh my God. Okay. So then this morning, I'm texting the person, my contact at Subaru, and she's like, she's not saying anything. The texts aren't going through. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong? Apparently my wireless bill is past due, so I didn't pay so my service is broken, and I can't go to an AT&T store in person because I don't have a fucking car. It all figured itself out. Point is, I was supposed to pick up the car like 4 hours ago. Still not fixed. And here we are. No computer, streaming, no car, bad fit. We're back. It was a bad 48 hours. Is what I'm trying to say. I'm just like, it's so annoying. It's just frustrating when it's like, I was looking it up. I was like, there is an AutoZone on the way to the car dealership with the battery in stock. Oh, this is the best part. Yes. So I was talking to my roommate about this. I was like, well, we could just go buy our own battery, right? Like, there's an AutoZone on the way there. If I buy my own battery and I bring it to them and they can like install it, maybe we could just get it today. So I text my contact at Subaru that. I was like, hey, would it help if I just like went to AutoZone and get in the zone and pick up the battery and bring it to you? And at the time, that would have been a really convenient option. Obviously, she doesn't get back to me till like 6 p.m., like 5 hours later. And she's like, you can, but like, I don't know if we'll be able to do it today, and it might be more expensive. And I was like, you probably could have done it today if you got back to me 5 hours ago when I sent that text. I'm not going to go too deep into this because I'm like, they got a busy thing going on over there. It's like, I'm not the only guy with a car in that shop, but also I'm just like, I'm trying to make it easy for everybody. I'm trying to bring you the tools and and maybe you could just teach me and I'll put it in. Like, motherfucker. And also, on top of all this, I don't even know why the battery is dead. This is a relatively new car. So I'm just like, but anyway, you're the only Karsten. Put some respect on that. I should have pulled up the YouTube stats. You're right. I should have been like, have you heard of Letterboxd, motherfucker? Get this shit fixed. I kid. Laura Dern from Jurassic Park outfit. This is the third outfit I tried on today, man. I will admit that now that there's enough comments about it. I was actually putting in an effort with the outfit today. And now I was like, maybe this is too boring. Maybe this is too dweeby. And then I found this shirt and I was like, perfect. And now everybody's calling me Laura Dern in Jurassic Park. What are the pants? They're gym shorts, which is actually probably more of a problem. Wearing a button-up shirt with gym shorts, that's more fucked up. How many glasses do you own? I only own one pair. and they're these, and they're blue light. I don't need glasses. I actually have like the best vision of anyone I know. I have fantastic vision. But I also look at screens all day. So I need blue light glasses. Sufjan Stevens' Summer. I peeped I'll admit, I peeped the needle drop review for the new Sufjan, not the new Sufjan Stevens album, but he like gave Carrie and Lowell a Redux review. And I was like, that's fucking right. It's an 8. It's actually more like a 10, to be honest, but your Spotify account is wild, insane music taste. I need specifics. I need to know what was it. I'm not going to say it out loud, actually. There's a song by a band that I've been listening to a lot this month. It's called I Kiss Your Lips. The band name I will not repeat, but it's a damn good song. Superman was so fire. People are seeing Superman too. I was like, I'm so behind the curve on things like this. Like I know so many YouTube friends who are going to all these early screenings, and I'm like, man, am I not on the right email list or something? Lady Gaga Mayhem on loop. I'm actually not really listening to a lot of Lady Gaga. Thoughts on Pink Panthers? I love Pink Panthers. I brought this up to my sister, who thinks she's way hipper on things than I am, and I was like, they were playing Pink Panthers in the restaurant, and I was like, Pink Panthers? And she's like, I don't know who that is. And I was like, then don't fucking try to tell me what's in. Because you got to know who Pink Panthers is. She was telling me, I got into this really heated argument with her about Aperol Spritz, because I've been having a lot of them. It's been my new thing. I never used to order them, and now I'm like, in the summer, they're hitting real nice. And I was like, I heard it's like an Aperol Spritz summer. And she's like, no, that was last summer. She's like, you're behind on the times. And I was like, fuck you, man. Like, give a guy a chance here. Like, I'm pretty sure it's Aperol Spritz summer. But apparently it was last summer. And so anyway, she doesn't even know what Pink Panthers is. So catch up on the times, Unk. Yeah, she was saying Hugo Spritz is the new thing. And I was like, maybe I'm out. Maybe I'm out of touch. It's Labubu Dubai Chocolate Matcha Summer. That is true, actually. I'm familiar. That is true. Do you like Netspend? I tried listening to Netspend for the first time this week. I don't know why. I think it's also because I saw an Anthony Fantana review pop up, and it was a fantastic review. And I was like, maybe I should like give this. It was a very negative review, but it had me very curious. And so I peeped the new Netspend album, and it's horrible. It's like the worst. The fact that it's being compared to Blade is offensive, man. That's horrible. Short film update. We are picture locked. I forget what the update was last time, but we are in fact picture locked, and the score is done by the lovely Samuel Organ. He did a fantastic, beautiful job on the score. We're about to head into the post-sound process. I'm looking for someone to do very simple but brief VFX, but I don't know anybody who... It's not even like VFX in the way you're thinking. It's like a matte, digital compositing situation. But I don't know anybody. So actually, if any of you guys are good at VFX and After Effects, like, DM me, because let's link and build. Right? Caroline Polachek thoughts? I love Caroline Polachek. But anyway, yeah, we are on track. It's been submitted to a festival as a work in progress, but like the final thing should be done in like early August is the goal. I don't know. Do you like Skrillex? I wish I liked Skrillex. I like some of the older stuff. I like Kyoto. It's Kyoto, right? And Bangarang is great. Thoughts on Big X the Plug? Oh my god, I can't believe something. I love Big X the Plug. He's fantastic. I did not expect to see that here. Do you like Kojima, like Death Stranding? I've never played one of his games, and I've been wanting to dive into Death Stranding Um, one of these days. But do you not like Ron Howard? So you might be bringing that up in light of my Letterboxd activity. I just logged A Beautiful Mind this last week, which was, I'm pretty sure, and this is very embarrassing to say out loud, my first Ron Howard film that I've seen in full. I've seen bits and pieces of Apollo, like, many times, because it's, like, one of my parents' favorite movies, but, like, I've never seen A Beautiful Mind, and it was not great, to be honest. It was, motel sequence was too long. Dude, that is, like, that is such a great bit in that show, because, like, literally, I was talking to someone at Cannes about Alpha, the Julie Ducournau film, and he referenced that, because it's like, you know, a filmmaker is, like, lost and confused and is maybe a little washed when there's a motel scene that didn't need to be there. And it's like, it happens so often. I can't think of any examples off the top of my head, but that is obviously a fictional reference. There's not an actual Ron Howard movie where that happens that I know of. A Beautiful Mind is not my jam. Yeah, it's just really not that. It's really not that good. He did make that J.D. Vance biopic, yes. Hillbilly Elegy. Which I also have not seen, because I heard it's bad. And that was, like, before before J.D. Vance became J.D. Vance. I'm like, I had no interest long before that. Thoughts on watching a movie a day? It's not that hard. When I was in film school, my freshman year, I had a fantastic film professor who brought that up. He was like, yeah, I try to watch a movie a day. He's watched a lot of, he's very deep knowledge of cinema. And I remember when he said that, I was like, how, bro? Like, is that all you do? Like, what is your life? And now that I've, like, kind of tried to start doing that, I don't think there's been a week where I've watched one every day of the week in a while. But, like, I have some good streaks every now and then. But what I'm trying to say is it's not difficult, dog. It's really not. Like, just if you wake up at a decent time and, like, just carve out 90 minutes, you can watch so many movies. You should, if you want to, like, ease into it, start with, like, some Aki Kaurismäki hour and 10-minute long bullshit. Like, just throw that on. It'll go by, like, super quick. Del Toro watches 3 a day? Well, that guy needs to get a life. Tom Cruise watches a movie a day, and also he loves popcorn. So I've been realizing that, like, in the streaks where I'm, like, going to the cinema quite often, I am the kind of guy that's always snacking on popcorn. And at a certain point, I'm like, I should cut down a little bit. This is a bit too much popcorn for a week. Watch Ed Wood, please. It's been on the list, yes. Did you see Social Network 2 news finds? Yes, that's kind of old news, right? But, like, they were saying, what was it? David Fincher not returning, or I forgot his name. Aaron Sorkin is returning, but he's also directing, and that's the kicker, because he, I don't know if I've seen any good Aaron Sorkin directed projects. Molly's Game was close, but it was still definitely, like, lacked the sauce that, you know, the Fincher directed stuff has, or that, like, he wrote Moneyball. Like, that shit's, where's that director? Like, when is he directing something else? Because, like, Moneyball was killer, and I remember Foxcatcher being pretty good too. I don't know his name. I enjoyed The Trial of Chicago 7. Yeah, The Trial of Chicago 7. So, like, it's not, I would not call that a great movie. I don't know if that was, like, I remember being, like, in it. I was like, this is very watchable. This is very fine. But I think in a time like then, when that film came out, when it's, like, doing the bare minimum in the way the Trial of Chicago 7 was doing, was just felt like a little tone deaf. And, like, I don't know. It just lacked like a punch that I think that kind of film needed. Like I think that the timing just really did not line up. I'm like, it did not match the time, you know? If it came out in like 2019, 2018, I feel like it may have gone over a bit better, but who's to say? What is the start of something great? I'll get to it, man. I'll get to it. It's not, don't get the hopes up. It's not, but any movie to do a Redux review on. This isn't like one movie, but I've always wanted to do a Redux like ranking of Scorsese. I want to get back in there, and then I actually want to watch like New York, and Kundun, and add Killers of the Flower Moon. Just because I'm like that. Yeah. We don't need to get into all that. I've talked about that video a little too much. Karsten, you are the start of something great. I appreciate that, Movie Master. What is your least favorite movie? Oh, man. I don't know. I think the worst movie I've ever seen is Swiped, the Noah Centineo film. I've struggled to find something worse than that. And I know there are some out there. Queen Kong was pretty bad. Queen Kong, I was like, that's its own camp of awfulness. I've not seen that last Airbender movie. I hated Red One, but I'm not going to put Red One all the way down there. Do you ever buy bootleg DVDs as a kid? So, I don't know if this counts. Long story here. And not that long, but like, let me just get into it. I used to be really into this show on Animal Planet called The Most Extreme. It's basically just Watch Mojo for its time. It was like the equivalent today would be like a Watch Mojo video. It's just like a top 10 countdown. If anybody's familiar with The Most Extreme on Animal Planet, shout out. It was a great show. It had these like goofy ass animations. I used to love it. Around the same time, I also, for reasons I don't understand, got really into ostriches. Some deep Karsten fans might know this about me. I had a huge random ass phase as a child where I was like obsessed with ostriches, like the bird. And like I would buy books about them and like rent books from the library about ostriches. And I made my family take me to an ostrich farm in Minnesota, which I'm like, should that even be here? Like, is this okay? I made them take me to a zoo that was way too far away to see an ostrich in person. I think I forget how we got this, but I had like an ostrich egg in my bedroom. I was like obsessed with ostriches. And I looked it up online. I like researched. I'm like, has an ostrich ever been in The Most Extreme, this show that I really love? And they were, of course. They were in The Most Extreme, the speed episode, because they're like one of the fastest animals. And my ass was like angry at the placement as if it was like a fucking movie. I was like, no, ostrich deserves to be number one. It's like, that's not how it works. It's not possible. They're not the fastest animal. They can't be. I was like, what? Number 6? That's bullshit. But it's like, they're not gonna, what do you expect? This is just facts. But anyway, this episode never aired. And I just wanted to see it so badly. And so I made my mom buy a DVD copy of this episode of The Most Extreme, which, mind you, it's just like slop TV. It's like it's not supposed to be on DVD. She bought it off some sketchy website. It came in like this blank DVD case. It's like a 15-minute episode. And I think that's the only case of me, like, having a bootleg DVD. Is having a copy of this one episode of The Most Extreme. Which I think we still have. I wish I was streaming in Minnesota. I would pull it out. But, yeah. Baby Karsten sounds adorable. Man, you should see it. There's a video that my aunt took of me explaining like ostriches. It was like I was giving like a personal presentation in her basement. And I was like explaining how like they're so fast but they only have 2 toes. It's an adorable video. I wish I had it on me. It's a fantastic It's a fantastic watch. You were lucky there wasn't something worse on that disc. I know. I mean, I wonder, I was a young boy. Maybe my mom watched it before she gave it to me just to make sure. But like, yeah. I remember even as a kid, like when I saw the DVD being like a little underwhelmed and being like, I think that's like the first time in my life where like in my head I was like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, what am I? This is maybe. Now this is a bit extreme. How old were you then? I was in the 3rd grade, I'm pretty sure. I made the kicker is I made kids at school call me Karstridge, which is ridiculous. Looking back at it, it's fucking embarrassing. Have you heard about Sorry Baby? I have. It's one of the. I've been meaning to get around to it. Because I was traveling, I kind of didn't have a ton of time to go see it. I still haven't even seen 28 Years Later. I'm really behind. Post a baby pic. I won't post a baby pic, but this is basically a baby pic. My sister is a very talented painter, and she did a painting of me on a sled from when we were little. And this is not the full image, but I had to take she's submitting it to some competitions, and I had to take some detailed shots of it, and this is one of the shots. If it shows up. It's not fucking showing up. Oh my god. Wait. It's gonna be worth it. This is the most you're gonna get of baby Karsten. There it is. Wait! It's too big. That's me. It's a really great painting if you could see the whole thing, but I'm not going to show the whole thing because I actually don't know if like she has to like keep it private for the submission process. Did you have an ostrich toy? I don't think like that even existed. Like I don't even know. I just had a bunch of fucking books that all went over the same facts. They weren't like books. They were like children's books. And they were like, did you know? And I think this is maybe why I was so frustrated, because some of the books, the placement of how fast the ostrich is depended on the book. And then the most extreme said it's the 6th fastest animal. And then the number 1 was like a fish. And I was like, that doesn't fucking count. It's a fish. Like, what? Sup, Karsten just recently graduated. Any general advice going to college? Congratulations, first of all. Second, as I've said many times, and I've come to realize this is like one of my best pieces of advice, is I would say cast a wide net your first a quarter semester, whatever. Like meet as many people as you can and befriend as many people as you can. Doesn't matter like who you think is your kind of person, because you don't know. You're young. You don't even know who you are yet. And so that is my advice. When I went to school, we had like a group chat of, I'm sure it was like 40 people at one point. And I was like, I don't even know who most of these kids are, but like, it was a great way of just kind of like, you know, splitting off. And then like, there were their own friend groups within those friend groups. And then like when one friend group would like implode, you would just move over to another friend. It's like, just cast a wide net. And it's not like you don't have to be like, I have all these friends. It's just that you like met one friend that brought you into the group. It's like, because honestly, that is from what I've heard from like other people I know after I grew up, and then like younger people in my life who went to college, they would like explain the same situation. It's like when you first arrive, you'll have like 70 friends, none of whom you're very close with. And that's ideal. You got to put yourself out there. Even if you're a little shy, it's worth it in the end. Best party film? Probably Climax, I mean. Or, just to give a more interesting answer, because I always say Climax, probably Lovers Rock by Steve McQueen. It's like Climax gone right. It's just a good vibe. Have you seen the Odyssey teaser? I have. I saw one of the not the official teasers. It showed up on my Twitter timeline. I did not seek it out. It just showed up, and I was like, well, you've left me no choice. Like, Waves was all right. Damn, Waves just catching strays in the chat. You're right, though. I don't know if he wants me to out him for this, but my roommate is one of the only Hurry Up Tomorrow defenders out there. I hope I'm getting the name right, but it's the new Weekend movie. He genuinely enjoys it, and I'm like, I haven't seen it yet, so I can't really, like, I don't want to be a snob and be like, but I'm also like, I don't know if I want to watch it. Best Jacques Demy. Umbrellas, of course. Do you ever think about how many kids getting into film you've put onto Climax? Weird wording, but yes, I'm like there. I met when I screened Dirtbag in Chicago. I think it was the second screening of it there. One of the people that came up to me at the end was this like little boy and his mom. And I was like, just kind of like, she was like, he loves your videos. Like, you're such an inspiration to him. And I'm looking at him and I'm like, I think you're like, I have a very friendly channel, but I was also like, I hope you're not watching like what are you getting out of my videos? Like I was just kind of surprised. I was like, that's not really my target audience, but I'm just like, I in middle school, if I like heard about a movie like Climax and I was into film, like I would probably watch it and I'd be like scarred, but I'd be super into it. Like I watched the closest thing I can think of as like a comparison. I wasn't allowed to watch a lot of disturbing movies or even play like any sort of shooting game as a kid. So I had a very kind of like pure diet of film and other media. But my cousin showed me the Tyler the Creator video for Yonkers when I was in like the 7th grade. And I think that was like a real awakening. Like I obsessed over that video for a long time and like watched it all the time and was just like really disturbed by it as a kid. But like I don't regret it. I was like, that was ultimately a very formative piece of, I'll say it, filmmaking. I thought it was really interesting and cool, and it yeah. Before that, I was listening to like fucking Sean Kingston. Like I needed something to like spice up the palette. Favorite bad movie? I don't know. All the bad movies, I'm kind of like, well, they're good. Like I have to think on that. I like bad movies. I hate them. Like I don't. I mean, Swiped. All things. I will never watch it again. But it's a pretty fascinating film. When are you gonna do reviewing Letterboxd profiles for? Trust me. Okay, listen. Let me clear the air on this. I really do truly want to make the next video of that because it's kind of become like a once a year thing. And we're coming up on that time where it's like we're due for a new Letterboxd roasting. But I want to handle all of the people that paid for one through the GoFundMe for the short film first, because I would feel bad like putting something like that out there and people who paid for it like in April still haven't gotten it. But I have to. I want to get those out first, and I'm gonna do that like soon because I have a little bit of time to carve that out for that. But that's the honest answer, is that like I want to do that. I missed the Letterboxd celebrity roast. Nobody liked that one. That did not go over well. But, and this is an idea I had before this. I'm glad you bring this up. Good transition. At the end of all of these streams, I want to do what I'm going to call the weekly boxed. And I will pick a random account in chat, completely random. Like, I don't know how it's going to be random, but I'm just going to select whatever my eye sees first. And we'll roast it. We'll do one roast a stream. Call it the weekly boxed. Don't send it now. Because I'm not going to do it now. But maybe in like, an hour and a half, 2 hours, come back. Or stay. Ideally stay. James L. Brooks summer. Dude, don't even get me started. Obviously you said that because of Broadkarst News. But, yes, I'm really trying to have a James L. Brooks summer. I'm trying to have a lot of different summers right now. Thoughts on Boys Go to Jupiter? It's fantastic. Shout out to Julian Glander. It's very exciting to see it finally get a proper release. You guys got to go see it if it's playing somewhere near you. Is that the something great? No. Karsten, what is the start of... I'll say it now. So, the start of something great. I'm telling you, it's going to be underwhelming. But I've wanted, for a while, to figure out a new podcast idea that feels like something fresh and different than what I've been doing. And I thought, I really like the dynamic of these streams. Maybe I just... and this is where it becomes underwhelming. I just kind of not take the entire stream and turn it into a podcast, but like pare it down and give these things more of a structure, make this more of a show, and then turn it into a podcast. And I can have guests on, and I can have regular guests on that return, and it would just be more of a show than just a ramble session. I told you it was going to be underwhelming, but that is what I wanted to do, because I've wanted, yes, Jeff will be back, I promise. But that is kind of what I wanted, just because I'm like, I've needed a new format, because like the Karstcast was like not working with me for a while, and I don't know, I just wanted to try something more like this, you know. Will Thomas Flight be there? Probably. Jonathan Fuji in chat? Probably. I've not asked any of these people, but I'm like, that's what you can expect. We'll do like a guest show situation. And the whole thing is, I don't know what to title it. I was gonna run through some titles with this community. The Broadkarst was floated by, but it's gotten mixed reactions from friends and family. The Surf's Up Karstcast episode is so funny. That is one of our best, I will say. I don't really remember what we said in it, but I do remember that being a fun one. I remember there was one, maybe it was that, where we both had like a straight up laughing attack. It was like the hardest I've laughed in anything I've ever put out online, which is saying something, because I'm a big laugher. Demi or Tati? Probably Demi, to be honest with you. Just a more well-rounded filmmaker. Podkarst. Everybody wants Podkarst, but I thought Broadkarst, because it's kind of it's live. That's the whole kick. I keep saying kick, but that's the whole thing here. Is it's a broadcast. The F1 movie is a thing. You guys are. I get flack so much for the way I title videos, and I'm like, listen, man, like, if I'm saying weird stuff in the video, it's all fair game, but like the titling of the video, just know I'm trying to bring people in. Like, that's part of the game. There's a whole game to this, you know? Sometimes you gotta title it some stupid shit. Now, if I say some stupid shit in the video, then, like I said, by all means, get that off your chest. Reel them in. I don't know. The game's the game. Thank you. The Broadkarst made me feel thing. I know. It teeters on being like, you know, study abroad type of thing. Who is the worst filmmaker in your opinion? I mean, like, there's just like, for it to be like they stand out, you know, like there's just bad films made by people that like aren't supposed to direct, but like, for there to be like a worst filmmaker, I feel like that has to like, they have to have a name and like a style, you know, and at that point it's more so like, that's just not my thing. Like, I can't, it's a tough question. Neil Breen, I haven't watched any Neil Breen. You might be right. I have to think on this. The Runquist Report with Jeffrey Board. That's not that bad. That's not bad. The Report is kind of fun. Someone asked, and it's a good question, favorite music video. I don't know. The one that's the one that comes to mind, this is probably not the answer, but the most recent one that's really kind of amazed me is that new A$AP Rocky video, Taylor Swift. It's fantastic. It's like just such a well executed idea. I mean, it just looks fantastic. It's fun. It's kind of, I like music videos where it's like I want to go back and just keep rewatching it over and over again, you know? Oh my God. Update. Karsten, I just verified and the battery hasn't come in yet. We are still waiting for that drop off. I'm never going to drive this car again, man. I'm never driving the car again. What do you mean? I can't even like pretend to be that mad. At this point, I'm just exhausted and burnt out and disappointed and sad and fucking glad that I decided to stream because I was going to put it off until I got my car. But I'm like, you know what? No, fuck that. I'm going to hop on here, let off some steam. Oh. Jesus Christ, man. I fucking hate this. We'll do an IRL stream. IRL stream idea. We go to AutoZone and buy a car battery and then show up to the Subaru dealership. Not a bad idea. Oh, man. Maybe it's your sign not to drive a Subaru anymore. Up until this point, the Subaru has been a fantastic vehicle. It's one of the most reliable. It's very safe. I mean, the service that I used to jumpstart it was fantastic. It's like if you're in a pickle and you don't have time and you want some shit to get handled soon, it's like a guy will just show up and do it. Like I like Subarus, I will say. And the car runs smooth. I got a lot of space. I thought you did everything by bicycle. Maybe in college, but I've had a car for a few years now. Karsten, why do you say fantastic so much? I don't know. What do you think about Chris Stuckman's current attitude to reviews? He doesn't criticize it badly because he is in films. I understand it being irritating to some people, but I'm also like, that's his business. Like he's got the neon thing going on. It's like he's very much like in it now, and I think he's just playing it safe. And I completely understand both sides of it. I'm like, yeah, it is frustrating. It's something that I'm, I think about sometimes just because, like, I know a lot of people, like friends, and people I don't even know personally on Letterboxd who just, like, stopped rating things for those reasons. And I'm like, I get it, but also, like, I would feel weird not doing that. Like, I don't know. I understand, even if it's a little frustrating. If you can, that's the other thing. Like, if you only talk, here's a good example. Friend of the show who was on a live stream, my crowdfunding live stream, Professor Sky. He does music reviews. His whole thing is it's an always positive music review show. He rarely talks negatively about anything. Except for Drake. He does have a lot of negative videos about Drake. And they're incredibly informative. But, like, you can make, like, consistently positive reviews, talk about the good in things, and still have, like, really amazing, it can still be a really amazing review. Like, I don't know. It's so funny because it's like, and then you have people who talk about things negatively all the time, and then they're like, this guy just complains about everything, and it's like, well, that's just, what do you want, man? Like, I think it just comes down to, like, are the reviews good? Did you get anything out of that? Did they say anything interesting? Anything new? Did they make you look, even if it's like all positive, did they make you look at the movie in a new and interesting way? Because that's what they're here for. That's the point of a movie review. It's not to just fucking, like, get a quick score out, because that's a surface level way of looking at it. And yeah. What movie should I watch right now? A Tale of Summer by Eric Romer. Favorite Wong Kar-wai? Probably In the Mood for Love. How much do you think Ari Aster scrolls on Instagram Reels? You gotta wonder these questions. I can't wait to see that movie again, Eddington. Have you seen any Frederick Wiseman movies? I have not. I'll come clean. I have not. They kind of intimidate me because they're just so long. Even though I'm like, I know I would probably, based on my taste in documentary, I'm like, I feel like I would really enjoy his stuff, but I'm like too intimidated by the runtimes. But yeah, I have friends who are very into his work, and I love his face. I love his whole vibe. You know, he's got a good look, but yeah, I haven't actually seen his work. I get it confused with Paddington. It's a devastating mix-up. What do you eat in a day? Let's not get into that because it's not a good answer. I'll tell you that much. I eat a lot of apples. I'm a big apple enjoyer. I eat a lot of apples, and I drink smoothies, and I have a lot of toast. I have toast almost every day, and then everything else is just a shit show. Do you ever feel controlled by Letterboxd? I had to stop posting on there because I felt like it was ruining movies for me. Controlled is a weird word. At a certain point, when I first got into it, and I was really just excited and leaving reviews for everything, that have now turned into the top review for most movies, which is, why I have the reputation that I have. Because anyway, it was becoming kind of a think about what I'm going to say or what rating I'm going to give this during the movie. And that's just it got old after a while. It gets very mechanical. And I used to be well, it's not a 4, but it's not a 3, but is it a 3.5? And it's just stop thinking about it, man. Just shoot it and go. And then if it's not that, change it later. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It's fun. It's a fun. It makes watching movies more of an active and memorable experience. Is the apple rotten right to the core? Let's see. Kind of. Favorite summer movie this far into it? I liked F1. I enjoyed F1. I wish Elio was doing better. But F1 is kind of the summer vibe we needed, you know? Coolest thing in your home? Ooh, good question. Good question. I don't know. Yeah. Ignore the ignore the deck behind me. Oh my god, I have to just gas this video up for a second. Internet Shaquille, otherwise known as Extranet Shaquille. In my opinion, best YouTuber doing it right now. The person that makes the best YouTube videos. Not fucking shorts, not a content creator, just a YouTuber, you know? He makes good YouTube videos. And he just put out a video yesterday about DJing that I thought was phenomenal. He has another video before that about the truth about gambling, sports betting specifically. He's a fantastic YouTuber. He mostly does cooking shit, but on his second channel, he talks about whatever the fuck he feels like, and it's fantastic. I cannot recommend Extranet Shaquille more. He's really one of my favorite YouTubers. Have you gotten any new LPs lately since you collect vinyl? I have not, to be honest. The most recent one I got was the Eusexua. Is that how you pronounce it? The new FK Twigs. It was an amazing package. I mean, like, there's so much going on in there. Yeah, that's like the most recent one. I haven't been buying a lot of physical anything recently. I think because I moved and then realized how much shit I own, and I was just like, do I need more? What concerts have you been to? So many concerts. Where do we even begin? My first concert is one of the most embarrassing things in the world, and I don't even know if I want to say it out loud. You hate physical media? Now, who said that? I did not say that. I love physical media. In fact, actually, like, I'm probably due for more physical media. Because, like, I was like, I need to get through what I've bought before I can, like, justify buying more shit. Because there's just, like, shit on the shelf that I haven't even watched yet. And I should get around to it because I bought it. And I'm at the point where I'm running out of titles. So it's like I should start buying some shit. That's what I will, like, especially with Criterion. I buy a lot of shit that, like, I haven't seen, which is maybe questionable because there's some shit that I've bought and then watched it and I was like, but then there's other shit where it turned into, like, a new favorite, like Nashville, True Stories. Yeah. Do you like the last few tracks Fred again has put out? Honestly, I haven't really listened to them. I was really underwhelmed by his last album. Thought it was fine, but a bit disappointing considering how much I've enjoyed his older stuff. What are your thoughts on TV shows on Letterboxd? You gotta, like, I understand why it's, like, a tricky thing for them because it's, like, it gets thorny with, like, adding seasons. It's, like, a whole nother, it's a whole nother thing. Like, just use serialized. Is that what it's called? It's, like, a dedicated, like, platform just like Letterboxd for TV shows that I have not used a lot personally. I signed up for it, but I haven't really used it. Because I don't watch a lot of TV shows. But if that's what you're looking for, you should just get on there because they're doing it well. And if you're looking for something like Letterboxd for music, get on Music Board, which I use a lot more often, but not that often. Is PTA the GOAT? He's not the GOAT, but he's one of the GOATs. Serialized username. I will check right now. I can't believe my battery, man. I cannot believe this. It's just did I delete the app? Maybe I will look that up later. That will be the next stream. What was I going to talk about? Okay, so I had a few things that I actually wanted to cover today. I love how I brought up how I wanted this to have more structure, and now I'm just fucking reading questions. But let's see. I wanted to talk about the best movies of the century thing that was going on in the New York Times last week, which is old news. But I wanted to talk a little bit about it because I thought it was really interesting. There was a critics list, and then there was a readers list, both of which were very different. But I will briefly go over maybe like the top 10 because it was, and then I'll obviously go over my own ballot if you missed it. I posted on Twitter, but I'll elaborate on some of my choices and some of the things that didn't make the cut because I thought it was it was fun. It was fun to look back on it. And then I realized, I was like, damn, we are a quarter of the way through the century, which is disturbing. But also, like, people have been like, we're closer to 2050 than we are 2000 to try and, like, scare people. And I'm like, do you know how long ago? Like, that should make you feel good. Like, 2000 was a long time ago. A lot has happened since then. There's a lot to still happen. Superbad was 100 on the, is this the critics list? Not critics. It was more than 500. Actually, I should pull this up for the stream. 1 second. La 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 la. Oh, motherfucker. Give me a second. How's everybody's day going? There we go. Nope, that was the wrong thing. Oh my god, it's black and white from the last stream. If anyone was here for that saga. Okay, and then New York Times. And then let me just double check that it looks okay. I think it does. Okay, are we here? Are we here? Are we back? You can hear me? So, this is the list. The 100 best movies of the century. Yes, it says more than 500 influential directors, actors, and other notable names in Hollywood and around the world voted on the best films released since January 1st, 2000. Here is how their ballots stacked up. I was not asked to do this, and I'm deeply offended by that, and that's why I'm starting a podcast to legitimize myself in the space. 100, Superbad. Can't disagree with this. Honestly, should maybe be a bit higher. Memories of Murder. Fantastic. Seen it. You should check it out. I'm not going to cover all of these. Grizzly Man, though, I do really want to watch. It's an interesting list. Let's, go until we see something that's kind of, well, I was going to say Gravity, questionable, but, I can see it. Black Panther. A lot of people got mad at me for putting this in my modern classics list, and I'm like, I don't think we are on the same wavelength about what is considered a classic, because this is obviously a classic. Worst person in the world, obviously. Minority Report, exactly. Superbad is overrated. It's one of the most influential comedies of its time. And that's just simply the facts. Michael Clayton, of course. Gladiator, yes. Fish Tank, haven't seen it. Francis Ha, of course. Interstellar, definitely. But also, this should be a bit higher, no? The Gleaners and I, haven't seen it. Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, should be a lot higher. I'm not even ride or die for the Lord of the Rings like this, but this is pretty influential. And I think it's the best Lord of the Rings movie, personally. Past Lives, bold. I like it. Bold. Anchorman. Okay, so this is the problem. This is the problem. I haven't seen Anchorman in a long time, but also if we're putting shit like this, Superbad should be above any other comedy that was influenced by Superbad. Anchorman in front of Lord of the Rings is kind of crazy. Yeah, it is, isn't it? Melancholia, of course. Inside Llewyn Davis, amazing. The Act of Killing, I've heard it's amazing, haven't seen it. Black Swan, I could see it higher than 81, to be honest. Voltaire, still haven't seen it. The Tree of Life, sure. After Sun, yep. Everything Everywhere All at Once, it had to make the cut, and this is probably properly placed, in my opinion. Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Damn, dude. Why do I have a really sick feeling that Burn After Reading is going to be above Inside Llewyn Davis and Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? The fact that Burn After Reading hasn't showed up yet is scaring me, because I'm it should not be above those two films. Bit scared. Amour, fantastic film, devastating film. The Florida Project, also fantastic. Ratatouille at 73. I don't know. No Heart. What are you responding to, Renee? Lay into me about this, because Burn After Reading is not on the list, if I remember correctly. Okay, well that's probably right. Carol, fantastic. Ocean's 11, yes. Let the Right One In, still, oh my god, dude, I've been wanting to watch this one for a while. I still have not seen Let the Right One In. Under the Skin, of course. The Hurt Locker. I haven't seen The Hurt Locker, so I actually can't really like speak on it, but like 68 is kind of crazy. No? What is this website? This is the New York Times. Tar, thank God for Tar. Yeah, that's one of the best for sure. That's one of the best. You know what? Todd Field's In the Bedroom should be in there as well. Just gotta get that off my chest. It's not gonna be above this, obviously, but like it should be on here. Spotlight, sure. I don't hate. What the hell, man? Not bad, but Oppenheimer at 65 is I think I'm a big shooter for Oppenheimer. And I wasn't like when it first came out, like I liked it a lot, but like with time I've come to recognize it as like, you know, pretty big film, pretty important film. Film bros hate this list. I can see that, yeah. Yeah, Nolan fans are it's kind of, this is not a Nolan friendly list off the bat. He's in here, but he's lower than where you'd expect him to be. Gone Girl, absolutely. Little Miss Sunshine, absolutely. I think Memento over Oppenheimer, man. Like, what are we talking about? I guess it was like the first like Christopher Nolan. I know it wasn't his first movie, but it was like the first one where it was like he was like, this is my shit. This is who I am. Get used to it. And I respect it for that. It's been a while. I watched it in film school. I was a little underwhelmed. Kill Bill Volume 1, of course. Whiplash, of course. It should be higher, if I'm going to be honest. That's like Tony Erdmann. Have not seen it. Uncut Gems, thank God. Best in Show. Absolutely. I didn't mean to pause on that. Punch Drunk Love, thank God. They bunched all the Adam Sandlers together. Inception at 55. They hate him, man. They hate him. He's not cracking the top 50. Well, The Dark Knight's probably going to be up there. If more than one Batman movie is here, I'm going to be pissed. That's what I'll say. The Dark Knight should be up there. Maybe not in my book. Like, I wouldn't put it up there, but, like, you would expect it to be up there. Pan's Labyrinth. Borat. I don't know. I'm not against Borat being on the list, but this is a bit high, right? Like Borat over Interstellar? Like and I'm not the kind of guy that's like, because it's a comedy, it shouldn't be this high. I think we should put comedies pretty high, but like this comedy, like The Favorite, definitely. The Favorite should be even higher, in my opinion. 12 Years a Slave, that's on my list of Best Picture winners that I haven't seen. Up. We're in the 50s with Up. Let's check in. How are we feeling? American Psycho, was that even that was like the 90s, right? How are we feeling? Just no. Inception above Oppie. I know, that's just like, they just, you gotta understand, it's like we're acting like he hit his peak late, when I'm like, no, he's just now hitting his prime with Oppie. Like he's here now. We've been waiting for this Nolan to show up. Yeah, Ratatouille should definitely be above Up. Before Sunset, thank God, man. Oh, I didn't expect this to be here for some reason. I expected like when did Before Sunrise come out? That was probably the 90s. The Lives of Others. Still haven't seen it. Almost Famous, sure. Kind of forgettable, to be honest. Like I'm not a huge Almost Famous shooter, but like that's on me. Roma 46. I guess. I mean, that's a bit high. But, like, maybe we need to give Roma a push. Maybe we should rewatch Roma, shouldn't we? Maybe none of us have seen it since 2018. Moneyball. So we'll get into my ballot in a second, obviously. But, like, this is a top 10 worthy film. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, of course. Old Boy, of course. Maybe should be a little bit higher. The Master, definitely. Get Amelie out of here. I'm sorry. But, like, I got, like, a bone to pick with Amelie. I've seen it, I think, 3 times now. Thinking each time that, like, maybe it's me. Maybe there's something about this that's not working for me. And each time I'm like, no, this shit just doesn't work, man. This shit's just kind of irritating. It's like the complaints people tend to have about Wes Anderson that don't make sense is like how I feel about Amelie. I'm like, no, this shit's annoying. This is what like annoying twee vibes is. I don't know. I'm over the Amelie thing. This is just a bit. I'm not surprised it made the cut, but thank God. Recently learned it's pronounced not yee. Should be higher, to be honest. I mean, Lady Bird. I love Lady Bird, man. I love Lady Bird. I think it's one of my favorite movies. It's above some heavy hitters, though. It's above a few heavy hitters. Portrait of a Lady on Fire. Now that's what we're talking about. Deserves to be a little bit higher, but like we're starting to get into a place where I'm like, yes, sure. This is good. Yes, Portrait of a Lady on Fire at 38, pretty good. Could be higher though. Call Me by Your Name. Yes, good movie. Like I said, a classic. He's gonna crash out with Bridesmaids. Oh fuck. I haven't even seen it yet, but knowing it's coming. Oh no. Each new edition I'm like, oh. And Bridesmaids beat that? Yes, A Serious Man, only because our lead actor in the short film is in A Serious Man. A Prophet. I have not seen A Prophet, but Jacques Audiard squeezing his way in. Imagine if Amelia Perez is like top 30. That would be crazy. Yeah, wait. Okay, so we've established challengers will not be on this list. Challengers will not make the cut, and that's upsetting. But like, whatever. Wall-E. Yes. I'm assuming this is the... Well, no, Toy Story came out in the... Is Finding Nemo on here? If Finding Nemo beats Wall-E, I'm going to be pretty happy. That's a kind of a win. A Separation. Still haven't seen it. Need to see that one. Wow. Wow, man. Bridesmaids. 32. Bridesmaids. 32. Let's read this one. Let's hear her out. Let's hear out Phoebe Robinson. In 2011, the story of down on her luck Annie, played by Kristen Wiig, her newly engaged bestie Lillian, played by Maya Rudolph, and Lillian's wealthy pal, played by Rose Byrne, inspired discussions of women, gross-out comedy, and box office power. Today, the script by Wiig and Annie Mamulo remains laugh-out-loud funny, with impressively complex side characters, Melissa McCarthy's Banana's future sister-in-law, Jill Clayburgh's Daffy Mom. What surprises is how deeply felt this Paul Feig film is. Don't know how to pronounce that. Annie is sad and jealous, unable to get out of her own way. We've all been there, though perhaps not with explosive diarrhea. That's the thing, is like the only scene... This is not the explosive diarrhea scene, for the record. It's an unfortunate gift. The only thing I don't hate Bridesmaids. I've seen bits and pieces of it many times throughout the years when it's just like on TV in the background. My family really likes it. The only scene I really remember from this movie is the diarrhea scene, which is like a really great scene. But I'm also like, it's just, I think we're hyping it up a bit much for what it is. Better than Portrait of a Lady on Fire is crazy. Yeah, if we were gonna put any of the comedies from this era this high, I would have gone Superbad personally. I don't know. I would have gone pop star, really. The Departed. This high, 31 for The Departed. There better be like a lot of other Scorsese movies above this, because if this is the last time we see his name, I've frankly forgotten that he was even an option until now. I'm like, wait, fucking, where has he been this whole time? Also, there's only been one Spielberg. Am I right? Like, was it just Minority Report? Are we gonna leave out the Fabelmans right now? Are we really gonna leave out the Fabelmans? Lost in Translation. There were other Sofia Coppola movies to pick. Arrival, I'm down with that. Arrival at 29 is pretty damn accurate. Arrival, the 29th best film of the 21st century. Yes, that's about right. I don't think we can be that angry at that. Like, it's got its like flaws. It's pretty representative of the century with that fucking Jeremy Renner shit. Just peeking its head in throughout, trying to be funny. I mean, it's a good placement. I'm not upset with that. The Dark Knight 28. Yeah. I mean, in all honesty, like, I obviously I think like a handful of Nolan films should be higher than this, but like, I guess like 28, The Dark Knight is fine. That makes sense. Nothing much to say there. Adaptation. Damn, forgot about adaptation. Dude, is Sideways not here? Sideways was the 2000s, right? Or was that the 90s? Personally, I think Sideways should have made the cut. Anatomy of a Fall. Damn. That's a No Pain at All. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Like, we can have our things against Alexander Payne, but we don't gotta snub him altogether. So Anatomy of a Fall at 26, like, I love Anatomy of a Fall. It's one of those movies where it's like, I think I've said this before, like, after the fog of award season clears, you're kind of like, that was a good ass movie, wasn't it? Like, that one stood out, really. But 26 is a bit high. And that's all I'll say. No Jim Jarmusch. I'm not entirely surprised by that, but also I am a little disappointed for sure. He would have been in, like, he really had his run. He was really cozy with, like, you know, critics in the industry in like the 90s and 80s, I would say. Like, that's when he was kind of going on like a generate. Like, recently his shit's been a bit more on the divisive side. Phantom Thread at 25, not angry at that. I mean, I think it should be higher, but Her at 24, you would think something like this would be top 10. Like, I wouldn't put it in my top 10, but like, you would think it would be top 10. Boyhood, come on, bro. Come on, man. Boyhood 23, I don't know. I don't know about that. I didn't anticipate going through this whole list, but like, each new placement gets more fascinating than the last. Is this the NYT list? Yes, it is. The Grand Budapest Hotel at 22. Yes, fantastic placement. Should honestly have cracked the top 20, but we're not going to get picky here. Oh, back to back about it. Okay, so Mr. Fox isn't in here, is what you're telling me. So I had to learn this the hard way, that Mr. Fox didn't make the cut. Okay. There's only 2 animated films, I'm pretty sure. Okay. Well, I know there's another one coming, but also, is there really about to be only one Studio Ghibli movie on here? Is that what you're telling me? Oh, the Mr. Fox snub has spiraled into a larger rant. It was the first crack, and now we're splitting open the true issues at hand here. No Kenneth Law, dude. Fucking no Manchester by the Sea. So you're saying we're obviously getting Spirited Away, and like I'm glad it hasn't showed up yet, because like, okay, The Wolf of Wall Street, yeah, I'm not mad at that, but like I really hope Killers of the Flower Moon shows up in the next few spots, you know? Zodiac, that's what the fuck I'm talking about, man. Dude, they know taste, man. They know what they're doing with the Zodiac 19 placement. That's a bold one that maybe is not everybody's thing, but like I'm on board with this. I'm on board with that. Y tu mama también. Let's fucking go. That's also a great pick. I'm not gonna hold on that gift because I don't know if that's Brokeback Mountain, dude. I missed the release. I missed the re-release. Has it not happened yet? If it hasn't happened yet, there's a chance, but like I'm pretty sure it happened, and I think I missed it. But good to see it here. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Also, still have not seen it. I'm gonna be completely honest. It happened, motherfucker. City of God. Still okay. So we're literally in like the streak of movies that are classics that I haven't seen right now. That's okay. I've seen Inglourious Bastards. Inglourious Bastards. Damn, pretty high. I'm due for a rewatch. Honestly, I mean that's a good one. Did Django Unchained get snubbed? Children of Men. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Definitely. The Zone of Interest. There it is. This is what I was expecting this, to be honest. I mean, I think people, that way more than Anatomy of a Fall has become kind of like the, you know, it was much bigger than the award season, you know. And they were even like it, for how brutal it was, like it still did pretty great within those that game of awards. But it's like just such a great movie, man. Mad Max Fury Road, of course. This is a proper placement. 11th for Mad Max Fury Road is pretty much exactly where it should be. Zone should probably be top 5. I agree. I think I agree. Social Network. So this is one that like barely missed the cut on my list. It just barely squeaked out. But like between this and Moneyball, I thought was the more interesting Aaron Sorkin film because it like wasn't so. It was more like it was more of like a similar troubled character about something that maybe on the surface is a little bit not as like obviously important. And like I have a video coming about dad cinema. Obviously I bring up Moneyball and how a big trait of dad cinema is like treating things that don't really matter with the utmost importance. And I think Moneyball is one of the greatest examples of that. It's like, that's like what movies are all about, right? Is like making anything feel like the most important thing in the world. So that was my argument for Moneyball over The Social Network. Even though The Social Network equally as masterful for different reasons. Spirited Away, number 9. I mean, yeah, that's probably top 5 worthy, but like, you know. Get Out, number 8. I love Get Out. This, you know, it probably didn't go over well for a lot of people, just knowing how it went over when I put it on my modern classics list. But, yeah. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Dude, that should be here. That should be here, shouldn't it? We probably should have that here, yeah. I'm happy with that. No Country for Old Men. Yes. Okay, so now we're really in the heavy hitters, aren't we? Like, I'm expecting There Will Be Blood. Yeah, let's talk a little bit about what we're expecting. I'm expecting Parasite. I'm expecting There Will Be Blood. I'm expecting... I don't even know, man. I'm blanking. Is there an fucking Killers of the Flower Moon? Probably not. Moonlight, there we go. Yes, okay, so that's kind of what I was, I was waiting for this one. Definitely. In the Mood for Love, I should have seen that one coming as well. Not personally, like, my favorite thing in the world. Like, I'm struggling to see, but unlike Amélie, I still really appreciate it and like it. I don't think I've felt the magic of this movie the way other people do. Though I really, like, appreciate it for what it is. There Will Be Blood, of course, number 3. Okay, so Parasite and what else? Okay. Mulholland Drive, yeah. Damn, they really got me with that one. I forgot that was on my own list. I was like, what else could be there? Obviously, Mulholland Drive, yeah. Yeah, it's an easy pick. And then Parasite. Okay. Voted for by Julia. Oh, we got a Brian Cox quote for Mulholland Drive. It's a very glossy film, but it hides all this real uncertainty. And it's a kind of ruthless film as well, because David Lynch has that view of humanity, which is a little critical, shall we say. It's a very Brian Cox way of putting that. That's awesome. Okay, let's briefly, I'm not going to do it as long, but I'm going to pull up the readers list just to compare, because I mean, I got a bone to pick with some of them. There it is. It's much more like, okay, this is just a bunch of Letterboxd users. In the best way, in the most charming way. The top movies according to Times readers. For the record, this was me. Like, this is the one I submitted my ballot to, so I'm not going to talk shit. Let's see. Parasite, Mulholland Drive, basically the same top 5, except they put Interstellar way higher. The Dark Knight, way higher. Like, they'll go crazy for Nolan on this one. Mad Max Fury Road, Spirited Away, Eternal Sunshine, The Social Network. It's all that. This is like the same, except they put Everything Everywhere higher, which we all knew was going to happen. They put the other Lord of the Rings in. That's crazy now that we've seen the entire list. What was number 1? It was Parasite. Now that we've seen the whole list, knowing only one Lord of the Rings made the cut, and it was The Fellowship of the Ring, and it was like in the 80s, is kind of insane. But you can't beat Borat. La La Land didn't even make the original cut. That's crazy. That's insane. Get Out, obviously Moonlight, Whiplash, Arrival, Children of Men, The Grand Budapest Hotel, Oppenheimer, Inception, The Departed. Who is... Do you guys, like, exist? Like, who are... I have nothing against The Departed. It's fine. It's a good movie. I don't know, maybe there's something more special about it, but I'm kind of like, why did this, like, randomly become such a, like, a big Scorsese film? Like, why do people talk about this one all the fucking time? And by that, I mean people don't talk about it, but it's, like, always on these lists. It's like, is it the number 1? Did Wolf of Wall Street beat it? That's crazy. People are talking about Wolf of Wall Street, at least, but no one talks about The Departed. It got him the Oscar, so it must be the best. Exactly. It is kind of TikTok taste, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, Dune Part 2, Royal Tenenbaums, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Dude, did Mr. Fox make the cut here? Spider-Man Into the Spider... Yeah, that's how you know. I'm like, reader's choice. Sorry. City of God, Call Me By Your Name, Pan's Labyrinth, Old Boy, Zodiac, Little Miss Sunshine, the Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, WALL-E, Phantom Thread. Is there someone out there who on their reader's ballot put all 3 Lord of the Rings? Because that's kind of funny. The idea of, like, taking up 3 spots with, like, all Lord of the Rings, and then 2 spots with both Spider-Verse movies, and then the rest is just Christopher Nolan movies. WALL-E, Phantom Thread, and then, like, Everything Everywhere All at Once, probably. Phantom Thread, Amélie, Past Lives, Kill Bill, Memories of Murder, Pride and Prejudice, dude. Where was Pride and Prejudice on the original list? That's crazy. All 3 kind of deserve the placement, though. You're saying Lord of the Rings? I don't think all 3 Lord of the Rings are like top 10 worthy. One of them in a top 10 list, definitely. That's incredibly valid. All 3 of them in a 100 list, yes, for sure. All 3 in the top 10 is crazy. Pride and the Prejudice. Almost Famous. Sinners. Yes, man. Like, dude, they're like, if you're not even gonna, it's kind of crazy that like if you're not even gonna include anything from 2025 or 2024, why'd you even put this list out? Like, No Coriata is crazy. Superbad, The Wolf of Wall Street, Tu Mama Tambien, The Zone of Interest, Ocean's 11, Ratatouille, Django Unchained, Little Women. Again, I love Little Women. This is how you know this was voted on by mostly Letterboxd TikTok users. Memento, Hereditary, Blade Runner 2040. Dude, this is like Mr. Fox. Mr. Fox, thank you. The Handmaiden, like where was that? Tar, Yee. It's EE. The Florida Project, The Tree of Life, Uncut Gems, Spotlight, Black Swan, Boyhood, Worst Person in the World, The Prestige, Michael Clayton, Gone Girl, Anatomy of a Fall, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, Mean Girls. Yeah, where was... Dude! Okay, so there we have it. If we were gonna put a comedy from that era that high, it should have been Mean Girls, in my opinion. Should have been Mean Girls, that's all I'm saying. Perfect Days, again, this is love Perfect Days. This is a TikTok list. Barbie, Up, Doom Part 1, The Master, Top Gun Maverick, Drive My Car. How it still made the cut. You cannot escape Bridesmaids, man. The way this list is voted on, like it means that these like were in enough top 10 lists. And so fucking a lot of people put Bridesmaids in the top 10. Knives Out, of course. Knives Out, yeah. The Incredibles, definitely. A little low for Killers of the Flower Moon, to be honest. But Moneyball, yes. Inside Llewyn Davis, yes. Howl's Moving Castle wasn't even... The Lighthouse, yes. The Holdovers, Midsommar, Avengers Endgame. They had to squeeze in Avengers Endgame. Damn, man. Am I mistaken? Like, this is a very... maybe I'm wrong. Nah, I'm wrong. Never mind. I'm not going to say what I was going to say. It's people... It's not like this is, yeah. Oh, and it keeps going. Synecdoche, New York, I see. Nickel Boys. Yeah, there's a lot of Millennium Mambo. The Farewell. Creeping in at 500. The Farewell just barely made the list. Great, man. Well, that's that. And lastly, I want to go over my own list. So all that yapping. Now you can see what I'm working with. Did you see Booksmart in there? It would have been really funny if fucking Don't Worry, Darling made the cut. So this is my list. I'm rocking Moneyball, First Reformed, which really should have been in both of those lists, but we're not even going to unpack that. Spirited Away, I'm, Yee, Punch Drunk Love, I had to put it in there. Zone of Interest was a no-brainer. Parasite, no-brainer. Mulholland Drive, obviously. Old Joy, I'm not surprised that it's not in there, but like, and people were like, damn, like, no Wendy and Lucy, but Old Joy. And honestly, like, rewatching both of those films, I do think like they were always like neck and neck to me, and I think I find more to appreciate about Old Joy. I think Old Joy just feels like a bigger, much ballsier film, one that like continues to like reward you in a way, whereas Wendy and Lucy, it's just gonna be a bad time every time you think about it. And then Mr. Fox, obviously. Anyway, that is that. I originally had some films that were on there, but then did not make the cut include, 1 second. They include Titan was on there, and then I replaced it with, I think, First Reformed. Uncut Gems was on there, and then I was like, I can't have two Adam Sandlers. So I replaced it with Moneyball, which I was like, I'm definitely making space for Moneyball. Okay. That's me. So that was that. That was those were the 100 best movies of the 21st century, apparently. Which I'm not upset by, but I also think there's a lot of big boys missing. And then I did leave out Climax because I was like, I love Climax, but let's be serious. Actually, wait, I want to see, did it make the cut in the readers? Control F. I know it's not on the screen. It did. 282 Climax. Did Enter the Void? It did. 399. Just squeaked into the top 400. Enter the Void over fucking Power of the Dog is kind of crazy. Okay. Anyway, that was that. Do I need to rewatch Moneyball? You do. We're holding space for Moneyball this summer. I think it's great, man. I want to do a standalone video on it just because I feel passionate about Moneyball in a really random way. Karsten, what are your thoughts on Ana de Armas and Tom Cruise having a baby? You're joking. There's no way. Don't fuck with my head like that. That's a disturbing thought. That's not true. Thank you. That was really disturbing. Oh, that was horrible. And it was horrible because deep down I was like, I wouldn't be entirely surprised. And that's the worst part about it. I want to talk a little bit about the films I watched this week briefly, because I've been doing a little bit of catch up. I watched The Amateur finally, which was, if my mom is listening or watching this, I was a little underwhelmed by it, and I'm sorry. It was my dad's second time seeing it, my mom's first time seeing it. My mom said it was incredible. She loved it. And yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, she loves spy movies. She loves, like, agents. She loves action. It was very up my mom's alley. And then she just kept being like, she was like, and that Rami Malek, he's just so smart. And I was like, yeah. So I watched The Amateur, and the jokes write themselves. I mean, it was amateurish. I watched the OG Superman in prep for the new Superman. I'm not going to talk about the Superman a whole lot because it's going to get talked about extensively. I haven't seen it yet, so I can't even really speak on it. I am a James Gunn fan. I think he wins me over every single time. Actually, that's not true. I was like not as much on the new Suicide Squad train as everybody else. Like, I wasn't as crazy about his take on it because I just thought it was like kind of irritating, and I think like it was hitting me at a time where I was like kind of growing out of whatever that vibe was. Like, I think it landed at the wrong time for me. But that said, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which was a hard sell because at that point I was super sour on Marvel and wasn't even that sour or that hyped on the last James Gunn movie. So I was like, we'll see how this goes. And it won me over like instantly. I really liked Guardians of the Galaxy 3. So all that said, I'm cautiously optimistic, even though I've been hearing some mixed things about the new Superman. As far as like how I feel about how it looks, it doesn't look great. Like, I don't think it looks amazing. But like, I'll take that over fucking like, muddy bullshit. Fucking the way Red One looked. I'll take this any day. I'm like, if we're gonna do the goofy kind of like self-aware humor, like millennial irony bullshit. I'd rather it look a little goofy in the process. Do you fuck with the Beatles? Of course. Of course. You gave Valiant a 1 out of 10. Why are we bringing that up? Did you see the article about the deleting crypto scene? What are you talking about? We need to expand on that. Free Guy moment? Yeah, the Free Guy is just, that's the fucking worst. Yeah, Valiant is trash. I remember I was talking to my girlfriend about this. We were kind of like, when was the first, like, when as a child did you start like recognizing a movie as being bad? And I always bring up Dougal when that conversation comes up, because that was a moment in my childhood when I was like, this shit is trash. Like, turn this shit off. Put on the most extreme, man. Get this shit off the screen. But Valiant is also an example. I remember seeing that in theaters with my parents and being like, what the fuck is this? Like, what the fuck are we watching? I just watched The Ballad of Wallace Island the other day. Quite good. You should check it out. I've been wanting to check it out. Yeah. It looks really good, and the people in my life have seen it and they enjoy it. Valiant isn't a real movie. Yes, it is. Did I make that up in my head? Unk has a girlfriend, no longer relatable. In that case, I haven't been relatable for many years now. My girlfriend's favorite movie, to answer your question, is it switches up. It's probably Howl's Moving Castle. I think they would approve of that. Are they still in the chat? Is Howl's Moving Castle. How did you meet Cookie? We went to school together. We had a few classes. Cookie is here. We had a few classes together. We were actually in a group project together, which I did not participate in very much. But we really met and became friends in Paris on our study abroad trip. And then we started dating like a year and a half later, I want to say. They do have taste. We've said this many times, how there are many times where I show them one of my favorite movies. I'm like, look at this movie. I love this movie. And they are like, that was a bad movie. Like Uncut Gems, they did not enjoy at all. But I don't think there's ever been a time where they've put on one of their favorite movies and I've thought it was bad. Like, it's always a hit. I think the only one I wasn't too hot on was Tangled. But we don't need to get into that. Have you seen Ephus? That might be my movie of the year. Yes. That's a good movie of the year pick, honestly. I have seen Ephus. Yeah. It's a good one. It's very charming. Another good baseball flick on the topic. James deleting a crypto scene where he gets punched because the test audience got negative reactions. I'm confused. That's in the movie? What is there was just a scene about crypto. Tangled catching a stray. I gotta keep you guys on your toes. No movie is safe on the Broadkarst. Tangled has better songs than Frozen, low-key. That's not true. We draw the line there. You know what I will say? Frozen 2 has some good tracks. Into the Unknown deserved a little bit of Let It Go's spark. But obviously it never was going to get that. But Into the Unknown, I still can remember the melody, and I'm like, that was a catchy track. Yeah, there's apparently a scene where they cut where the dog got punched. Well, I'm glad they cut that. Oh, they mean Crypto the dog. Okay, now I'm See, you gotta understand, I'm not like a fucking I forget these things. Okay, Crypto the dog got punched. Thank you. That clears things up. Yes. Yes, I did hear about this. That was probably a good move, honestly. I mean, we didn't need all that. Maybe save some shit like that for the sequel. But Tangled Stray and Frozen praise Karsten knows ball. I don't fuck with Frozen that hard, but I do kind of enjoy it in the right mood. What manga have you read since the last stream, Karsten? Still on Pun Pun? Yes. I am still on Pun Pun. I have not read much since. I've been reading other books, to be honest. I forget if I had talked about it, but I finished that Joan Didion book, my Year of Magical Thinking. I think I finished that before the last stream, and I talked about it a little bit. But I'm currently reading George Saunders' book called The 10th of December, which I really love. I don't know if you guys would know George Saunders, but he is the best, man. He makes some goofy ass shit. And in light of reading this book, I watched one of the interviews that Dua Lipa does. Dua Lipa has like a book podcast where she interviews authors. And the videos get like 20,000 views, which is crazy. I'm like, that's fucking Dua Lipa. But I suppose I get it. It's like long form interviews with authors. But I watched the one with George Saunders and it was fantastic. She's an amazing interviewer. I highly recommend. Who's your top artist on Spotify right now? It's probably Blade, and it's been Blade for like 3 years straight. Dude, can we talk about the new Alex G? Shit is going crazy. It's so good. I'm so excited for this new album. Ice Dancer is the best one. Dude, we don't need to get into it. We don't need to get into it. That's like, that's his best album, honestly. New Alex G. There's been 2 new singles. The album's not out yet. Young Lean still has album of the year. Awesome, Adam. You are on another planet, man. Respect, but damn. That's crazy. Whose album? Oh! While we're talking about music, I enjoyed the new Lorde album. I'll say it. I thought it was good. I thought it was really catchy. I thought it was really fun. I love the production. I love this direction. The fuck you mean? Who else has album of the year? I don't know, but I don't know if the Young Lean album has some hits for sure. Horses is fantastic. Horses is one of those where like years from now, people are going to be talking about it like it's the best. I mean, like that's a fantastic track. And I love I'm Your Dirt, I'm Your Love. But like a lot of the tracks, I'm like, I got to warm up to this. My album of the year personally though, like, I don't know. I really liked the new Twigs. I really did like the new Twigs. I thought she did a great job. I thought it was a really fantastic album. Who else, though? I liked the new Corbin quite a bit. It's probably FK Twigs, yeah. Okay, we're gonna wrap it up kind of soon here. I see the stream is lagging, which is interesting. I have to get back to my life of just waiting for my car to get done. Oh, I had a story I was gonna tell. On top of the car thing, I finally went when I was home. I went through the trouble, which was not even that much of a trouble, of getting my real ID. I don't know if you guys have your real IDs and all that bullshit, but like I had to get that. Sorry, 1 second. I want to make sure the stream is good. I went to get my real ID. I filled out the application, turned it in, and then she hands me back the thing. She's like, just make sure all that looks right and, sign the paperwork. And I noticed under ethnicity, it said Hispanic. And I was just like, oh, I'm not Hispanic. Just letting you know. And she's like, well, you checked the box. And then I looked, and there was like a weird like check on the application that I did not put there. But it said I was Hispanic. And I had to be like, well, I'm not. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not Hispanic. And so instead of changing it, she just put under race or ethnicity, it says do not declare or did not declare. And so now on my like government ID, I'm nothing. I'm just, which I looked it up and it's like, that doesn't matter. Like, it's fine. But like, it was a silly mix up, I will say. They saw the stream where I was speaking Spanish and they were like, yeah. You're not nothing. Appreciate it. Dios mío. I know. Right? What else? I went to the dentist. It was really funny. We were, she was not in the right mood. She was like not having a good time. And she just didn't seem like she was like in the mood to do anything. And I was like, well, let's lock in a little bit because you're about to be in my mouth. Sorry. You're about to do, but she was like, we were going over like the usual paperwork and she was like, do you have any allergies? And I was like, yeah, I'm allergic to tree nuts. And she was like, what happens when you have an allergic reaction? And I was like, I go into anaphylactic shock. And she sat there at the computer for a second. She's like, I'm sorry. And then she opens Google and Google's like how to spell anaphylactic. And the kicker here was that she typed out antiphylactic. And in my head, I was like, that's all good. Like, that's not your, she's a dentist or an oral hygienist. She doesn't need to know that shit. But then while I was sitting there, I was like, no, she probably does need to know that. Like, that's a word you got to know. Like, there's allergies. Anaphylactic shock can happen in the dentist chair. So I thought that was funny. Hola, Karsten. Are you still watching The Sopranos? I haven't watched it in a second, no. Oh, and you know what I've also kind of abandoned, but that I'm going to hop back in, is The Bear Season 4. I'm enjoying it good and fine, but it's definitely lost me more than it ever has before. I'm really struggling to hop back in. I'm getting a little irritated by it. Not because I'm not someone who thinks if nothing is happening, nothing is happening. I do think that when you think nothing is happening, a lot's happening. I love shows like that. I love movies like that. And I think The Bear has an immaculate vibe and I love the characters. But there's two things I really don't like. One, I don't like how each episode has just turned into like 20-minute montages where we're just listening to a song for like 15 minutes and cutting back between like 6 different scenarios. I'm like, there's so many characters and we're not like, and the music's good. Wiley Todd, the music is good. It's the good soundtrack, but it's like, this isn't getting me going. This is lost me. It feels like we're running in circles a little bit. And then the second thing that's more of an issue, you're not built for the bear. Maybe I'm not. But I'm like, the second thing is that I think a lot of the like character development and the emotional beats are being like handed, like for a show that presents itself as being kind of subtle and more vibe based, it hands you the messages on a silver platter sometimes. It's like, well, I'm fucked up and I'm so fucking sorry. I'm trying to change. And it's like, we spent 20 minutes to get to this line and then you just let it out. And it just, I don't know. It works on me when it works, it flies, man. When it's doing its thing, it's great. But when it's not, when you're not there, it's a tough one. You're not built for Jamie Lee Curtis. I'm not, man. I'm not built for JLC. Twin Peaks soundtrack is goated. That is true. They're too mean in The Bear. I wish they all just high-fived and chilled. That's kind of what they're doing this season. There's just a lot of like cheesy. Okay, but there was a moment that almost made me cry for sure. I will say when they were doing the artificial snow, and everyone kind of slowly walked out, and then Carmy comes out at the end. I was like, damn, that was a good moment. I'm like, that moments like that, I'm like, this is, and then they had a little Ocean's 11 moment where they just go through all the characters. I was like, this is what it's all about. This is what we wanted. But yeah, I'm gonna finish it. I'm only on episode 5. Will Poulter just came back, so I'm just spoiling, man. Jesus. But I really thought, like, this isn't that much of a spoiler, but I thought the scene, I guess to keep this vague, the scene on the steps with Carmy and another character, I thought that was horrible. I thought it was a bad scene. Sorry. I was just like, this is not doing what it needs to do. That was a prime example of just kind of handing it to us. And the dialogue, I know they're going for like a realistic thing, but I was just like, we're not saying anything. You're tripping. I'm sorry, Awesome Adam. I really disappointed you today. Not fucking with the Young Lean album or the Bear season 4. I hate to disappoint. Watch Veep. I do. I need to watch Veep. Thoughts on the new Sin 82 Nerdle season? I haven't actually checked it out yet. I got to get on that. First, I got to get my car up and running. Time to get roasted on Letterboxd. W3K, Walter, just because you are so excited about it, I think you're going to get you'll get the first weekly boxed. I'm proud to say. Let me think. Okay, so a few of the things I want to talk about before we get to that, because that's going to be the wrap up. I rewatched Mickey 17. I don't have a ton to say about that, but I had to bring it up. I thought another fun way of giving this stream a bit more structure, make it a bit more fun, is if we made it like a film club situation. And it can be very loose, but like I feel like a lot of movie podcasts, it's all about the new weekly film. It's about like it's about the box office. And I thought maybe we as a community decide on like a movie we could all watch within the next week, and then we like kind of chat it out in the next stream. And I'm talking any movie. And I think the rules should be any movie that's not in the current year. So it has to be older. And older could mean 2024. But I thought this could be fun. And as far as like how we decide on this, I say we just fucking start throwing shit out in the chat. And we kind of feel out what we're feeling, you know? I'll see I like to go outside of my own comfort zone too. Watch something that I haven't seen. It's not going to be Valiant, I'll tell you that much. It's not going to be Irreversible, I'll tell you that much. Maybe let's warm up first, but we're not kicking this idea off with Irreversible. Hamlet 2? Brazil is a great choice, honestly. I mean, Brazil's a great choice. The only thing about Brazil is I want to make sure everyone can find it. As far as I'm concerned, it was like a rent-only situation. I searched Brazil as if the movie was going to show up. It's a rent situation. City of God. Ed Wood. Okay. Let's list off some names. We have Hamlet 2. Debs, Brazil. The Suicide Squad, no. The Piano Teacher, maybe. Fateful Findings. Space Jam 2, absolutely not. Robots, no. Nashville, no. You should have already seen that. Green Knight, no. Ratatouille. Bro, we need to watch David Fincher's The Killer. Maybe somewhere down the line. I've seen it. Don't get me wrong. Do the Right Thing. That should be like, I mean, if you haven't seen that yet, that should be homework. Everybody should go watch that for sure. Please, Debs. What's Debs? Let's you've intrigued me. Debs movie. Debs. Okay. Maybe. That's not a bad idea, actually. A team of teenage crime fighters falls for the alluring villainess she must bring to justice. There's a car alarm going on outside. My wife. Okay, listen, I'm kind of digging the Ed Wood vibe. To be honest with you. I don't know if we, like, kicking it off with Johnny Depp feels wrong. Look up Hamlet 2. Brother, we're not going to watch Hamlet 2. We're not going to. Maybe one day, but we're not kicking it off with Hamlet 2. Rio Bravo, I also like that idea. We need to come to an agreement. Okay, so this is going to be tougher than I thought. Loki, we need a Discord. I know. I might think about setting one up, to be honest. Because a Discord would be great. You get to like put the emojis and shit. Okay, maybe we'll think about a Discord. Let me figure that one out. All that jazz, Phantom Thread, Rio Bravo. Why not just have the first week as your favorite movie? I mean, the thing is, I do want to make something that like is pretty accessible that everyone can watch, like at least on some streaming service, is what I'm saying. The Departed, dude. Would it be kind of funny if we watched The Departed? Actually, I know I've seen it, but like. Should we just watch The Departed for next week and discuss it? What's it on? The Departed is kind of a funny pick, considering we talked shit about it today. Dude, we're going to watch The Departed next week. Okay? There will be a Discord. We will discuss it. We will get into it. Come with questions. And it's going to be great. It'll be on Wednesday. Next week, Wednesday, same time, around the same time. The Departed is, folks. I got to set up like a, some place where we can... we need a Discord. Yeah, okay, cool. Okay, and now, if Walter is still here, we'll do the Weekly Boxed. This is the first one of these. Each stream, I'm going to roast one Letterboxd profile. Not even roast, but like cover. Could you remind me of your username, Walter? This will not apply for this week, as it is the first one. But in the future, I think I'll make it, because this is kind of like just to make it a little bit more like... never mind. I'm just going to... Okay, Walter's Letterboxd. Here we are. W3K. Top 4. Song of the Sea. It's Such a Beautiful Day. Whisper of the Heart. World of Tomorrow. Just so you know. Oh my god. And then your recent activity. The Prince of Egypt. The Jungle Book. Little Nemo. What the hell is Little Nemo? Adventures in Slumberland. What the hell is this? Buddy. And then Song of the Sea again. Listen, I got nothing against animation as cinema, but like, there's more than just animated movies out there. You are just an animation enjoyer. And to be fair, you got good taste. All this animation, not one Pixar film, besides what I thought was Pixar, which is not. Little Nemo is not it has nothing to do with Finding Nemo as far as I'm concerned. But 2 Don Hertzfeldt's films. How many this year? 182. Those are good numbers. Y'all, The Departed is 2.5 hours long. Get used to it, man. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be great. Lock in. Just get cozy, get some snacks, and get into it. Another idea, actually. Sorry to depart from this. Oh, I didn't even mean to say that. I wanted to, instead of Monkey Mondays this year, do Worldwide Wednesdays, which is where I watch a new film from a different country each week. We're not going to commit to that right now. Maybe The Departed will count as America. We'll start Worldwide Wednesdays with The Departed. But anyway, we'll move on from that. W3K. I watch movies because. No explanation. And honestly, that's kind of a goated bio. There doesn't need to be a reason for it. Movies, you shouldn't go into movies with like a goal. You should just watch them for the pure enjoyment of it. It's like, we need more of that in life. Unless like I need to do all of this for a reason. And this is something I started thinking about because I've been playing a lot of Stardew Valley. And there's a feature in Stardew Valley where he has mini games within the game. Like you can go to the bar and there's an arcade section. You can play mini games. Like you can play video games within the game, which is fun. Now, the thing about Stardew Valley is nearly everything in the game, as like tedious as it is, can feel like you're getting something out of it. Like it can feel productive. The whole point of this game is to maximize productivity and like figure out what you can do with the day. The video games in this thing, there's no purpose. And I think that's a very beautiful choice because it's like saying something about the fact that you're playing the game like in real time as you're playing a game within the game. It's like, it's saying that like, you're not really getting anything out of this. Like playing Stardew Valley will not do anything for you long term. It is not a productive activity, but ultimately we need that and there's nothing wrong with it. It's built into the game the same way it's built into life for a reason. And that is for just pure enjoyment. And I think movies are kind of the same thing. It's like, and that's the problem with like the star rating system, is because it makes it out to be such a mechanical process. And that's what I'll leave you with for now. Walter's Certified Bangers. Once again, all animated films, and then the Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Ladybird RRR. Baraka. This is a really crazy person. Like the live, it says a lot when your profile is so heavy with animation that like what you choose as live action says a lot about that live action film. Like maybe Ladybird is a great anime. Anyway, great profile, Walter. And you know what? I think my my little Stardew note is what I'll end the stream with. Guys, thank you for being here. Thank you for being at the stream. Thanks for chatting. Thanks for watching. Like I said, next week, watch The Departed if you want to be in on the discussion. And I don't know what that's going to entail, but it's going to be fun that we've all watched a movie in the last week together. I think it'll be fun. If you haven't already, you should subscribe. You should consider becoming a member of this channel. I don't know how it works, but I think below in the chat under the $, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. It would help out the channel, and you get cool perks. You get little emojis and whatnot. And we'll find out some other perks. Also, we're gonna do the damn Discord, and there'll be updates about that, probably on my Instagram. So follow me there. I think that's what I gotta say. Hopefully my car is back by the time. Oh, missed call. Okay. Love you guys. Bye-bye.